Hi, welcome to this video, which is all about Forex fundamental analysis for beginners. Now, if you want to use fundamental analysis in terms of your trading strategy, then I'm going to give you some books, which will not cost you very much money at all, but they're fantastic education. And once you've read them, learnt the wisdom in them, you'll soon be doing fundamental analysis the right way and making consistent profits. So I also want to go through a few of my favorite free videos as well. Also, if you want to buy a Forex fundamental analysis course, what to look out for. And finally, just some tips in terms of finding the best Forex resource sites. Now, in terms of all these points, I've written them up on a storyboard, so let's go and take a look at them in more detail. All right, let's have a look at some resources, books, videos, etc. to help you trade the fundamentals with confidence and obviously for consistent profits. Now, in relation to Forex fundamental analysis, you can actually join our mailing list on the link beneath this video for more information in relation to what I'm going to discuss here, and also the best trade setups. Now, in terms of fundamental analysis, you do not need an in-depth knowledge of economics. You only need to know the basics. Now, I've got an economics degree. It's of little use when I'm trading the Forex markets because it's sentiment that is the key. It's the sentiment towards the fundamentals which you need to study. So you only really need to know the basics in terms of economics. And I think a great book to give you the basics is Cocktail Investing by Versace and Hawkins. It's written for stock traders, but it gives you all the key economic data that you need to look out for, what it means in relation to the economy, how central banks react in terms of economic data, economic cycles, etc. It's an easy read. Okay, it will really give you what is important to know in terms of economics. Okay, another good resource in terms of this is The Economic Machine. It's a video by Ray Dalio. It's only 30 minutes long. It's a fantastic summary. Obviously, you can get it free on YouTube. Next book is Debunking Economics by Steve Keen, where he talks about a lot of economic theory makes no sense at all. It doesn't. Okay, it's a great book. In terms of the next book, Misbehaving, it's by Nobel Prize winner Richard Thaler, and this is where we really need to think in terms of studying investor behavior to economic facts, because he is talking about behavioral economics, how we respond to economic data. Most economists see economic data and think traders and investors act rationally in relation to it. But of course they don't, do they? Humans are subject to emotion. Sure, we've all got the same economic data to look at, but we're all going to draw different conclusions from what we see. Okay? And most economists get it wrong, don't they? They just see a rational world when it's not a rational world, or humans are not rational in relation to the data. Now, in terms of the key to winning at fundamental analysis, you need to learn how to read sentiment in terms of what it is in relation to the fundamentals. Human sentiment. It's the sentiment that drives trends, causes blow-off highs and lows, reversals, when traders least expect it, or the majority least expect it. So what is a good theory to start with? Well, an essential theory, in my view, is the theory of reflexivity by George Soros. There's plenty of videos on YouTube you can get for free. Also, the theory is outlined in his excellent book, The Alchemy of Finance. Now, the theory of reflexivity talks about how markets are a discounting mechanism, but also how traders very often will anticipate, particularly when you've got, fear and greed in the market. They'll anticipate something happening that is probably not going to happen, and then you can go against the majority. Now, I can't obviously go through all the theory of reflexivity here, we'll do it justice. It's essential. Go and learn it. Now, in terms of the next book, it's The Signal and the Noise by Nate Silver, one of the greatest forecasters of our age. And The Signal and Noise is brilliant in terms of picking out the data that is important, how to see what other traders don't. He goes into one of our favorite theories in helping us study the fundamentals, which is Bayes' theory. It's a fantastic book. It's all about prediction generally, but it does relate to financial markets. He does cover financial markets, but it's just a great book in terms of making better forecasts or predictions in anything. And so it's the next book, actually, Super Forecasting by Teflock and Gardner. They did a project called the Good News Project, where they put up an expert in their field. Then they would get just a man in the street, and they both need to make predictions against each other. And Teflock and Gardner found very often that the expert did not beat the person with no experience in the field. I think they did about 5,000 tests on this. And the reason was that basically the people who were successful with forecasts and predictions just had a different thought process, a different way of looking at the facts. And it's a great book in terms of getting you the mental framework to study the fundamentals correctly. And I actually find it quite motivational as well. Anyone can learn to do fundamental analysis. It's down to the thought process, how you see sentiment in relation to the fundamentals. So highly recommended. Next couple of books from one of my favourite authors of all time, and also one of my most admired traders, Nassim Taleb, The Black Swan and Anti-Fragile. And Taleb really goes into, when we look at the world around us, we're very often caught out by surprises or black swans. And yet, when you look at the media and experts, they can explain everything. It's after the event. Taleb goes into how to embrace uncertainty and risk, and basically how to position yourself for the real black swan events that can really make you really big profits. He's got a great theory which is in Anti-Fragile, which is the barbell strategy. Just essential reading for anyone who wants to get the mindset of a winner and basically succeed in financial markets. Now, in terms of courses, a lot of people might want a course to help them accelerate the learning curve. There aren't that many courses around in fundamental analysis. There's loads around in technical analysis, but fundamental analysis, very few. We do have one. What I would say is if you're choosing a fundamental analysis course, make sure it's from a trader that give you real trades. They give you an in-depth view of the fundamentals in terms of why the trade is being taken, and also must be real trades. Okay, that way you can judge and see if they could trade the fundamentals correctly. Okay, so we'll give our entry stops and targets, in-depth view of why we have taken the trade. Also, always look for a money-back guarantee so that you know that the course doesn't live up to what the author of the course has said. You can have your money back. Also, I think anyone who sells a course should give a money-back guarantee. It just shows confidence in the information you're giving is going to be useful. We would give our trades and give a money-back guarantee. You might find other courses in fundamental analysis that do so. I haven't seen any yet, but there must be some around somewhere. If you want to learn more about our course, you can simply join our mailing list. Now, in terms of the best resource sites for fundamental traders or for fundamental analysis, what are they? I think in terms of this, you actually have to go through a kind of trial and error, finding people who can give you ideas, who've got a good grasp of the fundamentals and sentiment. You don't copy them, but you want to get ideas if you can. And there are plenty of people and sites where you can go. Now, in terms of this, I can't go through them all here, but I do have a list of them. Again, if you join our mailing list, we'll send you our favourites. Now, in terms of the books and the videos, big inspiration to us. The books were not going to cost you very much money, but if you want to be a winner at fundamental analysis, go and get them, and you will soon, with a little bit of practice, be trading the fundamentals with confidence and for consistent profits. Right, that is the video for today. Thank you very much for watching me as usual. Take care. Have a good day.